You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
I look good. I got big energy every day. Let's go!
And he is dicked.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
That's right.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Welcome back, puny mortal, to the Charger Chat. I'm your fat and depressed co-host, Wolldog, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Huggin of Duggan.
Oh my God. I love it. Your costume's fantastic.
And let's not forget Kyle, the coacheth of Duggans.
What's up, Thor?
Oh boy, folks. Yikes indeed, all around. It was we really thought it wasn't fun.
First couple drives were fun. We got shit moving, but that just didn't go well at all in that second half at all.
That was a promising start and a disappointing finish.
And it was almost even worse too, because that the Palmer catch at the end was
sick.
Like, where was that? Those 2 quarters, damn it, that was awesome. He showed out real quick there, and then we just didn't, clearly the NFL doesn't want you to be able to make onside kicks anymore, so that's great.
Yeah, they need to go to that rule. Didn't they experiment with the rule, you get it 4th and 15 at your own 30, as opposed, or you do the onside kick?
Yeah, it's like
that's
the college
what they should
rule.
do. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the rock, paper, scissors, something fucking else.
Something different, yeah. The onside kick is just stupid. You know you're not going to get it.
Right. It's I mean, honestly, it looked good there for a hot second with that high bounce, but then obviously it didn't go the right way. Yeah, folks, this last game against the New England Patriots was really hopeful after coming out of a bye and after that really disappointing game against Baltimore. We really hoped that this was a team that could really put it together and just change the course of direction, get everything back on track, especially signing Dustin Hopkins, signing Andre Roberts. It was like, okay, we're fixing issues. We're getting things back where they need to be. And boy, it just didn't, there was just, I don't know what was going on, man. Herbert didn't look right. Receivers didn't look right. Justin Jackson came to play. Geez, where's he been this whole time?
And then he got hurt.
And then he got hurt. He probably got hurt.
Hammy. Yeah. He got his 80 yards for the season, then he pulled a hammy.
Yeah. Right. And then we also saw our guys in the secondary getting hurt. I don't know, man. It was a weird game. Tough to watch.
We hurt ourselves. The penalties. What was that one when they hit our kicker and then he just interfered with him? What are you doing? It was just so many random weird things that went against us. Right. So many penalties. We just shot ourselves in the foot, man.
Yeah.
It was just such a bummer.
It was a bummer.
So bad. It was just it was one of those games afterwards. You're like, are we a good team? It's are we actually a good team right now? Because the first 5 weeks we looked really solid, competing in every game.
Right.
But then you thought that they were against really good teams, right? You thought beating Kansas City was huge.
Right.
Kansas City can't seem to beat anybody now. You thought that beating all these teams early on were really big ones, like the Browns. Browns are kind of losing everyone. They lost to Pittsburgh this last weekend. So it's man, did we have big? Did we? I feel like I'm questioning everything in life right now because of what happened on Sunday against the Patriots.
No, I'm with you. I think the problem is that we came out those are such exciting wins. And the bar was raised so high that when there is a kind of dip or there is a loss, it's so hard to stay on board. I'm seeing a lot of fans really aren't on board after this last game. Totally understand it.
I'm still on board. I'm
just 100%, but the bar was raised so damn high after those first, 5 games that it was there really is kind of maybe possibly only one way you could technically go, unless you want to go crazy, win everything. You know what I mean?
By a lot, yeah.
The hype giveth and the hype taketh away. It goes both ways. Yeah. If you get too hype, the losses can be extremely hurtful, as we've seen for a lot of people. They've really taken it quite hard. And I really don't feel like we were out of the game. It just felt like we couldn't make those crucial connections. And, we had 3 and outs, but like, I don't know, man, there was still some positives that came out of this game. It was just those dropped catches, man, from Keenan, the lack of presence from Mike Williams. Like, it was really just weird. Like even Justin Herbert, there was a couple times the camera cut to Justin Herbert and Herbert looked uncharacteristically frustrated,
frazzled, kind of a little
frazzled.
bit.
Yeah. And it was just, that's not what we have ever seen from Justin Herbert. Like if anything, he'll look disappointed. He'll look calm, cool, and collected still, but let's sit down. Let's figure this out. But in that game, there was a couple times that it was like, dude, he looks a little unsure of what is going on. So it, as fans, made us unsure. So we won't dwell on it too much. We'll get into what we are here to talk about here today on Charger Chat. And a lot of you guys ask questions and Ask Boltfam about what happened in that last game. And so we'll delve into it further as we get through the episode. But first and foremost, we want to talk about what came out today. Chargers tweeted out and showed video of this new training facility. And I'm looking at the pictures right now, man. This thing looks very, very
Swanky.
Futuristic. Yeah, it's very pointy. Looks very sharp.
I wonder who it does. I wonder who Spanos got to pay for this thing.
I don't know.
I mean,
a couple
looks
yard
really
sales.
expensive. Yeah.
It looks really expensive. So
and the property, it's right next to LAX. It's like 3 miles from LAX. Like that is not cheap to have 14 acres.
Wow.
Right next to LAX. So they're not messing around out there right now.
Yeah, it's it's a 14-acre site in El Segundo, designed by Gensler Sports. The new facility is centrally located less than 3 miles from the LAX International Airport, as Kev just mentioned, 7 miles from SoFi Stadium. Outside the main building that spans nearly 145,000 square feet, 3 natural grass fields with an artificial turf perimeter can be taken in from 7,600 square feet of elevated outdoor terrace space, an additional 3,400 square foot elevated outdoor turf area, and 2-lane top pool for player rehabilitation and among the various outdoor amenities set for construction.
Guys, interesting connection with Gensler Sports that I just found. They're also building San Diego State's new stadium on the site of where Qualcomm was.
Very interesting. I don't know that there
what
is
that means.
Yeah, but we've crossed those dots. We've connected them.
But maybe it was Spanos was talking to them about a build in San Diego. When that didn't go through, they just kept the same agency for the build in LA.
Could be.
And I heard these guys did like the Cowboys facility, which is insane. If you saw it on Hard Knocks, like the drone flying through the facility, and they said this is going to be better than that one. So good work, guys. We're proud.
We like it better. We always like it better. Apparently the project is set to go before the city's planning commission later this month and currently estimated to be completed by spring of 2024. So still a ways
40th
off.
birthday, guys. You want to go with me to the training camp? Let's rock and roll.
Let's do it. All right. Yes. Looking back at this game, the numbers make it look a lot closer than it was. Obviously, anybody that watched the game saw that last touchdown pretty much came with seconds left in the game, and just there was no real hope for us to get it back. Yeah,
they were in prevent and let us have it.
Yep. So the numbers, though, looking at the numbers, Chargers were pretty close as far as total yards. Chargers had 370 on 369. Patriots had 352. Our passing 206 versus their 211. Our rushing 163 versus their 141. Kept them below.
We've held them to the least amount of rushing on all the teams so far this year. So, that's something to be said for that. You don't throw a pick six and you don't have a stupid, special teams penalties and all that crap. It could be a different game.
Yeah. And Chargers averaged more yards per play, 6.4 versus their 4.7. So, the fumbles, we did have that one fumble recovery, which was nice. But those 2 interceptions, man, obviously the one came from Eckler trying to grab it, knocked it up in the air, and that just made the Patriots come down with it. That other one, though, I
don't know.
What
do you think
what was
happened
going
there,
on with
Kyle?
there.
Like, what was
I
that?
don't know. Coach addressed it in his post-game presser. He said that they were running like a double nub go thing where they chip to help with pass block, like the pass pro, and then they're supposed to leak out on a little quick out. And he just maybe thought he wasn't going to get the ball because that was his check. That was Justin's check down. And he threw it, and Cook just never even turned to look for it. It was super, which is crazy because that just happened last week in the NFL. What game was it? The Packer game on Thursday. The Cardinal receiver just didn't even turn to look for the ball.
Yeah, AJ Green.
That
ended the game.
He didn't even look for it, and then the Packers picked it to end it, and it was like, what the hell happened there? And then the same exact thing happened in our game. Pick six that sealed it. It was game over. It was a 3-point game at that point.
Right.
And yeah, that's just, man, that was not easy to stop. I don't know what happened. I really don't. It was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, for the better part of the game, it was close. Like the Chargers were leading the better part of the game. And
most of that game.
We were the better team the whole game. We just kept beating ourselves over and over on stupid little things.
Right.
Dumb penalties where we would have got the ball, but we would have got that first down on that punt. We have it 2nd and 1, and Herbert takes some stupid little weird sack thing to make it 3rd and 8. Over and over. Drop passes by Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler that create interception. It's just like nonstop. And we held on in the red zone. We stopped them. We're going to force a field goal first possession. We hold, they get a first down, they run it into the end zone. It's like one thing after another. Like, come on. And their special teams, they had 20 yards every single punt return. 20 yards.
Yeah.
That's 2 first downs. That's like, come on, guys. Let's do something here.
Right.
Man, we just beat ourselves 100%. It's hard.
If you want to look at a positive thing, though, our new kicker, pretty solid.
100%.
Boy, Dustin Hopkins looks awesome. I mean, we still
get him on the field more.
Right. We still, our stomachs were still clenching until we actually saw some
panicked,
productivity. Yeah.
I'm like a beaten dog. Like I'm just like cowering in the corner. Like, oh God, this isn't gonna go well.
Oh God, please. And I mean, especially on that field goal, that was like a 48-yard field goal.
48.
And that was like, okay, here we go, big test, and dude, just right down the middle, like as if it was nothing.
Why can't we get it all going at the same time? Like, get the kicking going. Let's get the offense and the defense on the same page going. Like, you get all 3 phases going, we're gonna be hard to beat. It's just a fucking fact.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's weird how everything just kind of went topsy-turvy this week, and hopefully these guys can get it figured out. Staley can sit this down, go over the tape. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the issue was. I know that there was quotes from Justin Herbert's presser that he was just like, we were prepping for I think man coverage all week, and they played a lot of zone, and so they just weren't expecting that. So I don't know if that's something that's just an easy fix.
That was an odd tidbit that came out. I was a little confused by that. Wouldn't you prepare for everything, or were they just prepared that hard for what the Patriots had done up to that point?
Yeah, I think I may have misheard it, but I heard him say that what the Patriots had done all year is a lot of man. So we anticipated that they would do that. But there was also a little part where he said that Coach Staley was preparing them for showing zone and disguising a lot. Like he was like, oh, they're gonna come show that because that's what they've done. They're gonna try to disguise it, confuse you, and that's really what they did. They would come up, press, show man, and then switch late. And I think so. I'm not gonna say they weren't prepared. That's just what I heard from the interview was we thought they might run man because that's what they've done all year, but they decided not to because Mike and Keenan are good against man, and they did a lot of disguise. But it's just like BS. Like, man, you're an NFL quarterback. I don't care what they run. You think Tom Brady's ever confused or to catch him off guard, or Aaron Rodgers? It's like, it's just got to get to a point where that stuff, it is what it is. You've seen it 100 times. And I think that's part of the maturity of Justin as a NFL quarterback, which it is what it is. If it confused him, then it confused him. Like he said, he's going to watch tape and learn.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a smart kid. He can definitely learn, and he's got a smart coach. So hopefully that all happens. And as far as looking at the league right now, there was another just big thing that happened today as far as the AFC West is concerned. The Broncos were finalizing a trade to send 8-time Pro Bowl linebacker Von Miller to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for 2 second-day 2022 draft picks. League sources told ESPN, and I'm pretty sure that's just all but finalized at this point.
Yeah, he's already on the plane. Like, they showed video of him saying goodbye to all the reporters in Denver.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And it's, hey, good for the Rams, but like, honestly, good for us. We don't have to face him twice a year anymore. Like, if you can look at the positive of that, yeah, he's going to the Rams and they're becoming even stronger, but we no longer have to play him twice a year.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean, I know there was even talks. I mean, I won't say talks. We were talking about it as far as trying to get Von Miller during this offseason because it sounded like he was going to be going elsewhere. And now we know it's to the Rams. So,
well, and somebody brought up a really good point. Like, people are like, why didn't we go after Von Miller? Why didn't we get Von Miller? Like, the Broncos weren't going to give Von Miller to an AFC West opponent.
Sure,
like, that just doesn't happen. They don't want to make any of the people in their division stronger.
Right. So if they were, the price was definitely going to go up more than two second-day draft picks.
Yeah. So I think people online frustrated. We talked about it last week. Like, we're trade deadline's coming up real soon, and when you're listening to this, it's probably over. But it doesn't look like we're going to be doing anything. So people are just getting frustrated. Understand?
What do you guys think about the value there, though? Like, so 2 second-day picks. That's probably the second and third round pick.
That's how you build your. They're all in now, dude. They're trying to do everything they can.
Von Miller's on the last year of his deal. They just gave up a second and third for 10 games. You know what I mean?
They have to reschedule him, get him a new contract.
Yeah, they have to re-sign him and pay him huge if they want to keep him. So they gave up a second and a third for 10 games and then the playoffs. But that's a lot, man. What's to say that guy doesn't come in and get hurt after
That's exactly.
2 plays.
They posted the Rams social media posted Teddy KGB like splashing the pot, with all his chips at the end of that movie. He loses that hand. When he splashes the pot, he loses that hand at the end of the movie.
You fast forward to the end of that movie.
If you just fast forward 15 seconds, he loses. So I just want to put that out in the world. But that's a good point, Kyle. Like 10 games for day two picks, like that's pretty crazy.
That's a lot, man. Like, I know he's an awesome player, and they're all in right now. They're thinking we're gonna win the Super Bowl, and they are arguably the best team in the NFC. But they still have to go. Like, it's not guaranteed just because you get Von Miller, it's a done deal. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And on top of that, I saw that Denver was basically paying for 9 of Von Miller's $9.7 million rest of the year deal. So Broncos are still picking up the tab for his contract.
They paid a lot of money to get two picks.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Two picks for $9 million and a loss of a player. So it's weird on both sides, but
the Broncos are a real crapshoot right now, so they don't care. They're take whatever you want. Give us something for the future, please.
Yeah, it's kind of smart by them. In all honesty, like they probably weren't getting anywhere with re-signing.
They weren't going to re-sign him. They have too many other positions of need to pay that guy as much money as he's going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hopefully it maybe works out. I don't know. If we see it, it'll be in the Super Bowl. So. I know that's shamelessly positive, guys, after what we just went through. But if we do run into that situation, it'll be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
There you go. I love it. All right, folks. And now it's time for us to talk about our sponsor this episode, Symbol. Symbol is the stock market for sports that allows you to profit off your sports knowledge. On Symbol, you can trade sports teams like stocks, and every time your teams win, you earn cash. Use your sports knowledge on Symbol to buy low, sell high, and earn cash payouts when your teams win. Join the 7,000 plus early adopters who have started to invest in their favorite teams. Visit www.symbol.com. That's SIMBULL.com to create a free account. And when you deposit, make sure you use the promo code ChargerChat, all one word, for a money back guarantee. Now, Kevin sat down with Kenneth over at Symbol to learn a little bit more. Let's check out that quick, sweet little interview.
Let's go. All right, guys. Well, we're lucky again to have Kenneth from Symbol back on. Thanks for coming on, man. And we're want to know more about what this looks like, how this app works, especially like AFC West. Like, how do the Chargers rank amongst these other teams, and like value wise, like what are we worth?
Yeah, absolutely. So since we've actually started our partnership, the Chargers are up over 8% this month, so which is pretty cool. So right now, the AFC West is actually really exciting. It's one of the best divisions in football, to be honest. So right now in the market, the Chiefs right now are the second ranked team in the entire NFL market. They're at $60 a share. The Chargers are right behind them, fifth at $56 a share. So they do still have some upward movement if they do overtake the Chiefs this year, which it looks like they're going to. Best of luck to you guys moving forward.
Thank you.
And then we got the Raiders at 17th in the market at just like $45 a share. and the Broncos 24th in the market, right at $41 a share. So one of the best divisions of football are showing that with 2 teams in the top 5, which is pretty exciting for the market.
Yeah, that's awesome. So like, when people want to jump on and become a part of the app, like what is the first step? Like, how do you get in? What you be looking for? Like, what do you recommend?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's 2 key strategies that I recommend if you're coming into the market. So when you come in, obviously make sure to use the promo code Charger Chat. That way your first $500 is completely money back guarantee, which is awesome. Great way to test the market with no risk. But if you're coming in, I would say there's 2 main strategies that people use. One is looking for a team that's going to be good for a long time where you can capitalize on win payouts. They're a little bit more expensive, right? You're looking at the Bills, you're looking at the Chiefs, you're looking at the Chargers, teams with young quarterbacks that like, hey, I can buy them. I have confidence they're going to be in it every single year to earn win payouts. I would say the other strategy is looking for a diamond in the rough, a team that's not very good this year, but you think has a chance for really high upside. So a great example is a young quarterback, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, obviously struggling this year. But if you think one of them is, hey, going to be an all-pro or a pro bowler, it's a great chance to buy low and sell high in the market, where buy them when they're not very good and then sell them when they go up in value. So those are kind of 2 strategies that we see that other people are using a lot is, hey, I'm just going to capitalize on these wins, buy an expensive team and go from there. Or I'm going to buy this diamond in the rough, hope they improve in value and sell them for a profit.
Yeah, I consider myself a long-term investor. I got a lot of Charger stock, and I'm just dabbling on some other teams. So it's fun, man. We appreciate you sponsoring us, and we're really excited to use your app.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it, Kevin. Keep up the great work. Love your show. Love your audience that's in the Symbol market, and can't wait to see more of them.
Thanks, brother.
There you go, folks. Symbol.com. Thank you, Kenneth, for sitting down with my man, Kev Huggin Duggan. Now let's move on over to Twitter. Daniel Popper, always a ray of sunshine for the Chargers, pointed out that Keenan Allen has 6 drops on 69 targets this season, second most in the NFL, according to True Media Sports. Allen had just 8 drops on 296 targets in 2019 and 2020.
Yikes.
So, yeah, concerning to say the least.
What is it? Like, he's got to come out and tell us. Like, tell us what's going on, man. Like, it's just so weird and bizarre. It doesn't make any sense.
No,
it's just like a different player almost to a certain extent. Like, really confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with this game, because it felt like the way that these guys were playing and or reacting was as if this was the game last season against the Patriots, where we got blown out 45-0. It's like, we didn't get blown out, but like the I'm trying to think of the right word. The mood was just extremely salty. Like every time,
salty.
There wasn't like a momentum, like excitement at all. You know?
No, totally. I mean, if anything, there was some on the defense. Like the defensive side held pretty strong all throughout the game. I mean, obviously we gave up
20. We gave up 20 points because the offense gave up 7.
Right. There you go. That's true. So yeah, gave up 20 points, but that's not bad. I mean, like for the better part of this season, we've held teams under 20 points. So
yeah,
this team should be scoring 30 like we talked about.
If you score 30, you win. Like,
yeah,
pretty much every game except for that Ravens game, we score 30 points, we win. We just have to score more points.
Right.
I just didn't think that was going to be the issue going into this year, which is bizarre.
Going into this part of the schedule, because as we've pointed out, the first few games, like we've been on fire. Like Mike Williams has been balling out. Like we were singing his praises, and Keenan Allen had some great games. He was a little soft those past few games, so I don't know what's going on there, because I mean, he's, for all intents and purposes, he's the number one. Like he's the number one guy for Justin. So why would there be that miscommunication or that confusion?
I think Justin may be doing a few too many curls on his off days. A little too much bench
leave
press.
Him alone.
Yeah, just take some of the powder out of his
milkshakes. No more protein, Fairy.
He's too strong.
Take a day off.
Catches balls when he's on third down. It's just a reality, because he's putting them on the money. They're just not catching them. So it'd be different if he wasn't making throws properly. Like they're just not catching the ball. So
right,
just take a couple reps off, just a few.
Well, get back to fundamentals. Whatever that mentality needs to be. I don't know, because I don't know. I've seen people say that like the play calling is getting too tricky or it's getting too special. Like I don't know what that means. Like I'm watching them play, and it's like doesn't look like anything crazy is going on. Like it just looks like they're not catching the passes, not completing it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but moving on.
By the way, your hair. And your
I know.
know
I'm like,
Thor.
I'm trying to get
Come
this
on,
so
Thor.
it doesn't look stupid, but I'm not used to having this
Impossible.
much hair. It's different for me.
It's a nuisance, right?
It's a tad bit. Yes, I keep having to brush it out of my face and get it out of my mouth. I'm not used to that. Continuing on Twitter, Fernando Ramirez tweeted out, Chargers coach Brandon Staley says he feels like the run defense took a big step forward because they held New England to a 3.6 yard per rush. He felt like they tackled well and mentioned Justin Jones' return. That was huge, obviously, seeing Justin Jones back. That was all right prior to the game. They pretty much activated him just prior to the game getting going. And same with Drew Tranquil as well. We weren't sure if he was going to play or not, and he came out and saying that he was going to be playing, so that was always good to see. So yeah, I feel like the run did better. Obviously not, lights out, stopping every run, but did better.
Did you remember that one play where Derwin just shot the gap and tackled him? It was a big third down.
Oh, it was huge.
It was a big
Yeah.
third down.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, need to see more of that going on because that worked really well.
But that's such a special play. If we did that every time, they'd know it was coming.
I just got to mix it up. Yeah. I just don't quite understand why because there were still some big runs. They're just letting those happen. Is that personnel or is that scheme, Kyle?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think it's personnel, but I really don't. I get so confused watching these games. Time of possession was crazy. They had the ball for 11 minutes.
They had
more
it for
than
a
us.
long time.
A lot.
And so to look back and say they didn't run the ball well, I don't think that's true. I think they did run the ball really well. They ran it well enough to just chew up clock and just beat the hell out of us. When I watched the game, I was like, wow, they're still running the ball really well. And then when I went back and looked at the stat sheet, it seemed like it wasn't that bad. But when I was watching the game, I was like, yep, they're still running the ball really well.
I felt that exact same way.
So that's the feeling. I think that's still what's happening. They're controlling the clock. They're running the ball for first downs. They're getting ahead of the sticks, on their down, third and shorts. It's I don't know what they're gonna do. So yeah, it's just tough, man. I don't know. I really don't know what the answer is. The problem is we're just not executing those final kind of plays that we need to just tighten up. And we should have if we played well, we should have beat that team by 20. I really think that that's the case.
Yeah. Because Mac Jones could not connect with anyone. He was throwing over people. He was all over the place. That offense gave us an opportunity to go because they couldn't get in the end zone. They really couldn't. They were getting down to the red zone and couldn't score for the first part of the game. And then as the game went on, the defense got more tired and they were able to do more because we were on the field for so damn long. So got to fix that. Look at
Got to fix it. Fernando continued to tweet out. He spoke to Joey Bosa. Joey Bosa says it's not time to panic or to start blaming each other. He adds the team is 4-3 and in a good position.
Amen.
Which is,
thank you, Joey.
That's 100% the case. We went into this 4-2. We're now 4-3. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Chiefs game right now.
They're
see.
losing right
They're
now.
They're losing 17-14. So
in the fourth quarter.
Things are still okay. It really isn't the end of the world. There's still a lot of season left to play.
We just want to see our team play good, though.
We just want to see them play
as
good.
a fan base, we know 4-3. We know we're still season's not over. We all know that.
Right.
There's just you could be 7-0, and if your team starts playing like this, it's yikes. We gotta get things going.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that I just realized is this feels like we've lost 3 weeks in a row because we had a bye week. We had a whole week to sit on that Baltimore. So we've had almost a month of not having won a football game. So we're not feeling great as Charger fans.
We have some well marinated fans right now. We've been sitting in those juices. Yeah,
we're pull
basting.
apart. You know what I mean? We're gonna pull us apart right now, and pretty delicious. We've been sitting in it for a couple of weeks.
Our brisket is not the victory variety right now.
No, real salty.
Loser brisket. Salty loser brisket.
It's been brining for way too long.
Too much brine.
Folks, don't forget to go over to chargerchat.com. Check out some of the sweet merch. We have a member section on our page as well, so please feel free to over there and chat it up with each other. And when you grab something from our store, it really helps us cover the cost of producing this show. So if you feel so inclined, head on over to the store. Check out some of the sweet shirts like this and that. Yes, they have our faces. Can you believe it?
Thanks. Can you believe it? They have our faces.
All right, folks. Well, now it's time to go on to our next segment, Fan Focus. Let's see who we have in focus this week.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we're super pumped to have Reekay, the president of the Diehard Bolt Club, Inland Empire. What is going on, Reekay?
How's it going, man? I'm really stoked to be part of this. I listen to you and your brothers all the time, and you honestly always have me cracking up with all the things you guys say, and you guys just get on the podcast and shoot the shit. And I love that.
We appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's super fun, especially like weeks like this. You got to get together, got to have fun, got to keep the energy up. So
I like it.
Let's find out a little bit more about you, man. How did you become a Charger fan?
I used to be a Falcons fan, as terrible as that sounds, but I was a little kid. I loved Mike Vick. Mike Vick was my idol, and then I just really hated when he got arrested because I had pit bulls my whole life. So when he got arrested, I was like, dude, fuck this. I need to find a new team. And my cousin took me to a Charger game, and he took me and my dad. My dad played football in college, so he used to wear 21. And then whenever I had the chance on the football team on Pop Warner, when I tried to get 21, we saw LT, and I was like, dude, this is the team I'm going to start rooting for now. And then after that, I was back in like 2006, and I haven't looked back. Everything's been Chargers this, Chargers that, my whole life.
That's
not my whole life, my whole adultish life, I guess.
Well, that's awesome. And that you came from that to being a president of one of the chapters of Diehard Bolt Club. So tell us a little bit about your chapter and the Inland Empire chapter.
Man, I am so proud of the Inland Empire chapter. They are like a family to me now. They come over to my house all the time. We're gonna have a Friendsgiving and stuff just because we've become such a close-knit thing, and we try to do stuff with charity. The whole club, actually, not just my chapter. Yeah, I mean, my whole chapter is just built around the family unit of things, and we're like, a little bit on the younger side of a lot of the clubs from Thunder Alley. So we try to just bring the energy and fun, and then now it's been like allergic. I guess everybody's just like now fun and energetic and just having a blast. It's awesome, honestly. And, we get together every weekend every other week, whenever we're away at Chicky Chicky Wings here in Fontana, just trying to make it a cool Charger bar to have everyone around if you live nearby or far away and you want to come have fun and energy. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. Like the energy at Thunder Alley, like we went to that Dallas game and like just seeing all the chapters, all the fans, it's been crazy. What's this year been like now that we didn't have it last year? And, when you don't have something, you kind of miss it like crazy. What's it like now having this year back where you get to be with all your Bolt family and doing the tailgates and, having fun out there?
It's crazy because, it felt like we were gone for so long, but the moment we stepped back into Thunder Alley, it was like we just saw each other yesterday, and everything just went back to being cool and fun and enjoying ourselves. Everybody kind of dropped all the Facebook arguments about politics, and since we were all quarantined, everybody was like hating on each other and deleting each other on Facebook and Twitter and blocking. But the moment we stepped back, it was like, all right, we're all Charger fans. Let's forget all the bullshit and let's have fun. So that's been awesome, dude. Like you said, once you miss something for so long, like all last year was super rough. Just watching that stadium and being like, dude, you're supposed to be there. Like, what the fuck? Like, nobody expected that. Like, if you would have told me, like, dude, you're gonna go a whole season without having fans at a stadium, it's crazy. Yeah. So it's just awesome. And Thunder Alley is just such a vibe, man. Like, it becomes a movie every time we step in there. Next thing you know, it's like just fun. Beer here, music there, dancing over here. Like, it's just cool. I had never experienced something like that. Going to football games before, I never experienced a tailgate like that until I started going to Thunder
And the food is awesome as well. So that's next level. Yeah. Next level.
It's definitely a plus. That's a plus because SoFi food, no.
Southern Californians know how to grill it up and take care of each other.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's so many things to do when you're tailgating out there. Like, what is your favorite thing to do? Like your chapter, like what's your favorite thing about Thunder Alley?
honestly, my favorite thing about Thunder Alley is just being able to mingle and have fun with everybody going down the road. Like I actually get a lot of crap from my wife and people that I just wander off. I just feel like I just get taken. Like, hey, you know, how's it going? And then next thing you know, I'm at the other side of Thunder Alley, and then I'm back. That's my favorite part, just having fun with everybody. The fact that you could be walking down and people don't know you, and they're like, here, have a taco, or here, have a beer, and they don't even know you. You know, that's awesome. That's awesome vibe. My chapter, what we really normally do is just try to bring the energy, help out with the bar and the food. You know, this week it was our turn to actually handle the bar, and it was probably one of the funnest experiences we've had. Just trying to get everybody like, hey, take a shot, come take a shot, come take a shot. So that was fun. That was really fun. And yeah, honestly, I can't really pinpoint one thing that's my favorite because, like, honestly, the whole tailgate is just my favorite food for sure. There's like ceviche, if you walk down, and the micheladas. Like, there's just a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. So that's
awesome.
Cool.
And then I wanted to chat with you too, because you were featured on a Chargers video, like the fans, you know, one of the major fans. So what was that experience like being a part of like the Charger production, you know, all the cool stuff they do?
So this is the second time I've been featured with the Chargers, and I can say they've been amazing. The planning, they make you feel like you're at home, you know. The previous time, me and my wife got picked for Hispanic Heritage Month, and I'll show you the tickets right now. We still have them hanging up for Mexico City. They paid for everything. They paid hotel, tickets, airplane. So that was cool. They picked us for that. They interviewed us, took us down on the field, and they had us on the Jumbotron step up. Then this time around, I don't know how I got picked. They just messaged me on Twitter, and they're like, hey man, you want to be part of this interview? I was like, of course. So, you know, they interviewed me at the stadium, and it was honestly a dream come true, man. Like, just meeting Gates, all the treatment they gave me is just, I couldn't believe I got that lucky to be picked. So definitely very humbling and very awesome thing.
Well, it was awesome. Like in that interview, you were kind of talking about your fandom and how important it is and all that stuff. So you kind of, everything you said kind of resonated with us in terms of like the kind of fans we are. So thanks for representing us in that.
Of course, man. I appreciate you saying that. I just feel like we kind of, us as a fan base, we're a little different than other fan bases from what I've noticed, because we're so little compared from what everybody says that we don't have fans, that we're just so protective of each other. You know, like you're a Charger fan? Oh, come on, man. You come to my house. You know, like that's how I feel like we are. So I wanted to make sure I try to get that word out there that we may be little, but we're united, you know, so that's the best part about it.
For sure. So let's get you out of here on this. You know, we just had a tough loss to the Patriots. What do you want to see us do moving on to this Eagles game?
Oh man, I hate to talk bad about the Chargers because I love the Chargers, but I just really wish Tom Telesco would get off his ass and do something. Maybe he is doing stuff that I don't know behind the scenes, but just feels like every year we're just waiting to be like, oh, we're going to wait on the draft. We're going to wait on the draft. And it feels like it's been every year. He's been doing a lot better. I'll give him his credit though. I just really want to see, I don't know, a little, maybe get us a defensive tackle. I feel like we're there, you know, like we're just this close, just little tiny things, you know. That's really what I would like to see. Other than that, I would like to see them bring back the energy and fun they were having, because I just don't see that right now. I think the Ravens loss didn't really help us out. I thought they maybe over the bye week, they were like, oh man, you know, we got humbled and we're going to come back stronger. But I didn't see that energy and fun yesterday. So I just really hope we could bring that back against the Eagles. You know, we have an easier schedule coming up. So I think that's going to help us out. For sure,
man. I totally agree with you.
But I do want to reiterate, I'm not talking crap on Telesco like that. I just really wish we can make a move in season, because we haven't done that in a very long time, to try to improve and maybe push our chances to get to that Super Bowl.
Agreed, man. Agreed. It's just so many variables, and hopefully we want to. I just don't even know what this defense is like, really. Like who's doing what. People are out and in. There's like doesn't seem like a lot of cohesion in terms of that run defense. So I'm kind of with you on maybe needing to maybe make a little move. If you feel confident with Herbert and what we're capable of doing this year, and us possibly having a deep run, you should probably do something about it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you said, there's people in and out. Like I think I saw Davis come out a couple times, and I'm like, why is he doing out? You know, that type of thing. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, there's growing pains happening right now, and hopefully it's for the better. And I honestly do think it's for the better because we do have a good team for sure. We have superstars all over the team. I just think we're missing that little push. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it might be. I don't know how to fix it, and that's how I don't get paid the big bucks. But hopefully they can figure it out.
Well, hey, Reekay, thank you so much for taking the time to come chat with us. It was awesome meeting you.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure.
It was awesome.
Our pleasure, and then we'll
make sure you get with me before showing up.
No, we will. I'm bringing the 6-year-old with me, and he's going to take a walk down Thunder Alley. We're going to do it right.
Love it.
All right, man.
All right,
man. Well, have a great week. We'll talk to you later.
There we go, Reekay. Awesome, dude. Hey, yes, representing the Diehard Bolt Club, Inland Empire.
I'm like, it's like trading cards. I want to collect all the Diehard Bolt Club presidents, like all the across the board. I want.
I think a lot of them already.
That's a valiant effort. Yes,
we're going. We got to find like the very obscure, like couple members, like deep somewhere. Like I want to talk to the German Diehard Bolt Club, like
the Brazilians.
I'm gonna get like a map, and then like put like a little pin every time I hit a Diehard Bolt Club.
There you go. That sounds awesome.
Collect them all. It's actually
gotta get them all. Reekay, love having you on, dude. Thank you for sitting down and talking with Kevin. I really do appreciate it. All right, folks. Well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. I'm prepping every part of my body for this because I feel like every time Craig is upset, I feel like he's mad at me for some reason, and I don't know why. Craig, don't yell at me, please. Here we go. The Craig experience, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh,
gosh. Come on in, man. Kick your feet up.
Craig experience.
Hello there. Make yourself at home. Got some stuff to talk about, right? Moving on. I'm hurting with you guys. Oof. Coming off of a bye, having gotten that arse kicking back in Baltimore 2 weeks ago, and then watching this, and of course it had to be the Patriots. Of course it was Bill Belichick. Brady isn't even there anymore. Listen, whatever. Check this out. No matter what, win, loss, rain, sleet, hell, whatever, I'm here with you. This is my team. This is you guys' team, if you love it and care about it enough. And we'll get through it together. This is, again, what comes with fandom. So let's go ahead and talk about what we got to get into, because got to tell the truth here. Of course, we're always going to find the positives where we can, but we're also not going to avoid what is clearly in front of our faces. So that being said, CC gang, salute. The rest of the Bolt fam was goody. You got Craig in Texas coming to you with a sobering edition of the Craig experience. So let's cut through all the noise. Yeah, I mean, I gave a teaser last week in regards to a potential trade candidate that would probably rile some of you up. It makes sense if you can get past the recency bias of things, but honestly, we can talk about that on Twitter another time. This is much more important. And even though this could technically help the current offensive situation, it's still not worth the time to discuss right now. So we'll just get to that another time. I'm a man of my word. So the trade was for Mike Williams for Brandon Cooks. And before you go pissing in my protein shake, hit me up later on and we can talk about the details of it. But I feel like if you hear me out, it makes sense. But we're moving past that because as far as hypotheticals are concerned, I don't really feel like getting into those. Let's talk about what is and what can be done and what's probably realistically going to be done. Well, what could be. As far as today's game, I don't really know what we can take away from it on the positive aspect of things. I mean, when the offense came out, the first few scripted plays were fine. After that, it went downhill. Everything was stalling out. Herbo looked out of rhythm again. I assumed they were going to come in running tempo to kind of help offset anything that Belichick might throw at him defensively, and they really didn't do it at all. Defensively, Justin Jones was back. Didn't make a difference. The Patriots pretty much ran whenever they wanted to. And therein lies the same problem that we've had now for 7 weeks. And speaking of 7 weeks now, 4-3 is about where I expected us to be. The problem is it feels wrong because of the way we got here. I fully expected that, the team would go through trying to find its identity in the first few weeks, and then going into the bye and from there on would get a better feel for who they were and, make a run at it, whatever that was in the back half of the season. Instead, it happened in reverse. They came out firing on almost all cylinders offensively. And as the weeks went by, defenses, particularly the good defenses with good defensive coordinators, started figuring some things out. Case in point, you guys know that I keep lobbying for a true, explosive, offensive playmaker at wide receiver. Q Brandon Cooks, anyone? Again, we'll get to that in a minute. Here's where the problem lies. I don't know if you guys were paying attention or not, but a lot of those big plays Mike Will was breaking off, there were some busted coverages there. I'll explain why. The offense utilizes much more quick game, slants, crossers, intermediate stuff. So teams weren't expecting to get burned deep by Mike Will. So you'll see in instances where safeties are looking to jump routes underneath, and they'll just abandon their responsibilities. And then you see this 6'4", 220-pound dude just running free in the secondary. And you're like, how did that happen? Well, it's because they didn't respect the deep game, because there was no reason to. The Chargers were showing themselves to be sticking to a lot of that, short intermediate stuff. So they were attempting to make plays, and a lot of times it blew up in their face. What you've seen over the last couple of weeks is defenses are playing more disciplined now. They're taking away everything underneath. So you're seeing Herbert doing a bunch of double clutching and holding the ball a lot longer than what you're accustomed to, is because nothing's open underneath. And nobody's getting full deep. You know what would help alleviate that? Again, speed. I'm not sure what Jalen Guyton's purpose is right now. He seems completely lost in offense. And the right side of the offensive line needs some help in a very serious way. So as far as looking at the positives, of course, left side of the line still looks good. Matt Filer had a little bit of a rough game, but for the most part, as far as the protection is concerned, left side of the line is doing his job. It's the right side that's the problem. Austin Eckler, gutty performance through, a bad hip, still made plays. Keenan came up here and there, but he did have some, key drops. One particular that blows my mind is very unslay-like, but the dude's not perfect, so it's bound to happen. And Mike Will was kind of disappearing in the offense the last few weeks. Versus Baltimore, he was dealing with the knee thing. This week, I don't know what the deal was. Again, in order to really fully unlock Herbert and help him out, there needs to be an added element of speed to this team that teams have to respect, which will then again open up the stuff underneath that they've been attempting to run. So, just kind of looking forward here. Trade deadline's Tuesday. This has been a weekly conversation now here for the past few episodes, but rubber is about to meet the road. And this game was a clear indication that some issues just haven't been fixed, and they're not going to be fixed by just being coached up. Guys playing harder, being more disciplined. Those things help, but these are holes that have to be filled by real changes. And those changes have to come in the form of reinforcements. Has Tom really changed his stripes? You would think that the new regime coming in and, all that they've been, Staley and, his aggressiveness, you sincerely hope that Tom takes a cue from this, because if they don't make any changes, then again, it's kind of like I said, I pretty much know exactly what to expect for the rest of the season, or what they expect from the rest of the season. Is just to go with what we got. I don't want this to be sour at all. Again, it's just me pointing out the things that we can all see. But to kind of cap this off with some positivity, man, like, you know, we're still 4-3, and the schedule ahead of us looks manageable. The Bengals lost to the Jets. Any given Sunday, man, it can happen to you. Doesn't matter who the squad is. And there's a very real chance to make some adjustments and reel off some dubs. And in a few weeks here, we'll kind of look back at all of this and maybe feel like, all right, we had to go through some growing pains, but look at where we are now. I genuinely believe that. I feel like the path will be made much smoother if some pretty significant changes are made, and there's nothing stopping it from happening. The Chargers have all the ammo they need to get it done, and they can make more than one adjustment. So that being said, always looking forward and onward to the next one. Was it the Eagles next week? That should be a very winnable game. And you're playing against your buddy Shane Steichen and the head coach who used to be QB coach. Can't remember what his name is right now. It's not all that important. But, you know, there's time to get this fixed. So, guys, don't go jumping ship. Again, be a fan, support your team, and you got to ride the waves, the peaks and the valleys, man. Suck it up. It is what it is. Gang, simple question. Do you think Tom's going to do anything? Sincerely, do you really believe that something's going to happen by Tuesday at 4 p. Eastern Standard Time? Either way it goes, everyone knows what it is. Holla at your boy on Twitter, TOP_FLYT3. We can talk a little bit more about that whole Cooks thing that I was chatting with y'all with or teasing on Twitter. We can get to it there. It's not important here right now. So, per usual, you know what it is. Bowl gang or don't bang. Till next week. Love you. Sorry, okay, love you, bye. Messed that one up. All right, whatever. Pay me no mind, man. I'm dealing with it. I'm going through it right now. Okay, love you, bye.
Mr. Craig
reminding us all, any given Sunday, yes, Bengals lost to a freaking backup quarterback that just
400 yards
broke records against
Dude, I saw some dude's gonna win $125,000 because of that.
Yeah, he bet $1,000 he'd be like the best quarterback, and he's going to, because these guys aren't throwing for shit right now in this other game.
Wow.
The guy's about to win $125K.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Whoever has to pay that out is sweating right now.
Yeah, it's any given Sunday, and and to be a fan of the team. I mean, we all kind of shared with each other that the Chiefs fans are losing their minds right now. I mean,
the players are calling them out. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's calling it a toxic fan base. Like
Tyrann
the worst. He had to apologize after the fact because he's
not sorry.
No, but
he said what he was thinking.
This is,
go ahead.
I was just saying, like that's a Super Bowl winning. That's a team that won a Super Bowl, and their fans are already imploding on them recently, and gone and went to the Super Bowl last year as well. So they get back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, won one of them, and already their fans are turning on them on this season. Like after a rough start,
expectations, man.
I know that's the thing.
Super anticipations. You got to have manageable, reasonable expectations. We're not helping with that because we're going to the Super Bowl.
We keep it shamelessly positive.
You got to be realistic to a certain extent. Like, look at these guys. They went to 2 Super Bowls back to back, and they're losing their GD minds.
Yeah,
if you lose 2 games, we'll be okay.
I also think though that look at it from this perspective. Like the players hear it. They hear your fans talking just mad trash all over every social media. Like
in the age of Twitter, absolutely, yes.
It's just it's just not a good vibe to be putting out there into the Twitterverse, into the players' ears that everyone hates them and we need to trade this guy and get rid of this guy and he can't play anymore. Like, I get it. Like, I'm frustrated with all of you guys. Our expectations are really high this year. Started off really strong. I just like, let's just try to stay not thinking about what's happening positive, but at the same time, like positive in the sense that we can get this fixed. Season's not over. Let's keep supporting these guys.
Right. Yeah. And
it's more fun.
Yeah. It's if you're upset because you listen to our podcast and you're like, well, Wolfdog thought we would win all the games the rest of the year. Don't listen to me, dude. Like
Look at him.
am.
Look at this guy.
Would you believe what this guy had to say? Like, would you take that to the bank? No, God, no. I'm a shamelessly positive fan. So if you come to us thinking that we've got the hot takes and we've got crystal balls that we're looking into, our balls aren't crystal, folks. They are hairy.
They're smooth,
and
though.
They're well trimmed.
Sponsors.
They're well trimmed after our sponsors at Manscaped, but they are not future-telling balls by any stretch of the imagination. So
you can't see your future in the balls.
So yeah, don't. Hopefully you're not upset because we said something, but yeah, just have fun. Like this, just be. I love this team. I love these players, and I love these guys. Like that's.
I'm still looking forward to next Sunday.
Absolutely,
I can't wait. I'm already over it. Like, just we got on here, sat down, started talking football. I'm like, okay, let's go beat the Eagles. Like, I'm fine with that. Let's move on.
The freaking Eagles. I'm all about it. And to
freaking Eagles.
To answer your question, Craig, whether or not we think Tom's going to do something, there's a slight chance that for me, I feel like there's maybe, I'm going to say between like a 10 to 20% chance that he does something. It's not high by any stretch. I have a feeling that like if he does something, I'm not going to be too surprised. I might be like just pleasantly surprised, like, oh, okay, well, there it is.
But I also don't think it'll be a big splash. I don't think that if he does something, it'll be kind of like a depth guy. It's not going to be a Von Miller move. You know what I mean?
Not at all. No, I don't expect that.
I think something might happen. We made 2 moves last week and we didn't see those coming.
Mm-mm.
I think it'll be kind of an unexpected one. I think there might be, this is where my brain is at, if there's going to be a trade after watching the last game and seeing what we've seen up to this point. If coach or this training staff sees what Bulaga, where he's at right now in his development, if he's getting better or not, if he's actually going to be able to come off IR this year. If he's not, I think you have a better odds of going after a right tackle, a real place of need.
After, guess who was inactive this week?
Right, Trey Pipkins. Pipkins was inactive.
Pipkins.
I'm moving on. At last I can see. We're done with that stupid Trey Pipkins.
Guys, he did it. He's stinks.
You guys are rubbing off on me.
Hercules.
You love to see it, folks. So
I will say also, offensive lineman wise, Senio Kelamet that we picked up like 4 weeks ago. He's a guard, like a 9-year vet, long time in the league. He had some great effort plays. That one run that Justin Jackson broke, it was because Senio came from right guard and flew all the way across the field and had this devastating seal block that he cut right off of. So it was good. I saw him, I was like, who's that guy? He has like bleached blonde hair. He's like all these tattoos everywhere. I was like, I don't know who that lineman is. Me and my dad had to rewind like 3 times to figure out what number he was wearing. But yeah, that's exciting. Depth there was pretty impressive.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we're not expecting big splash the pot whenever the we please moves, but it would not surprise me if we do pick up some depth or something in those areas of need, like right tackle or like possibly defensive line. And honestly, now that we don't know what the status of Michael Davis's injury was, he hurt his hamstring. Who knows how long he's going to be out? And Asante Samuel got his concussion, so there could be some moves there in the cornerback position as well. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. We won't have to wait long. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll have a clear idea. Yep. But hey,
and that's you reminded me of something. That's a shamelessly positive way to look at it. We did pretty well on defense, all things considered, losing our starting cornerbacks. They were out for most of that game.
Yeah.
Are we gonna get Kenneth Murray back this week too?
We're hoping. We're hoping. I mean,
that'd be fun. I want to see him get moved around and used a little bit.
I would like that too. Yeah, it'd be good to get him back. So, Craig, hey, thank you for coming on. Thank you for keeping that spanking to a minimum. I really appreciate that. My buns can only take so much after Sunday, so we do appreciate it. All right, folks. Well, now it's time to go on to the next segment. It's Ask Boltfam. Here we go.
Our favorite segment.
Time to put your money where your mouth is. Hey, guys. Go jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy. All right, folks, time to get into Ask Boltfam after this loss. Let's see how fun you guys make this. Apparently, we've got a contest going on where somebody could, there could be a couple of winners with some Charger Chat merch. What's the stipulation there, Kev? Who they got to make us laugh?
Whoever makes us laugh the hardest, whoever the funniest question gets a Charger Chat T-shirt. So
we can all use a good laugh right now, guys.
Okay.
That's the whole idea. I was like, we could come in and really just be bummed out on this team right now, or we could try and make each other laugh. I usually like that. I feel better when I laugh. So
I enjoy a giggle.
I like laugh. All right. Well.
Laugh.
Let's see how funny these folks were today. We start this off with Dirty Sock 101.
Nice.
Off to a good start with a great name.
Yeah.
Who asked the question? Fellas, I wasn't able to catch the game. But what some of the things that stood out to you? How did our offense look? Did the run D improve? Did our special teams signings contribute? Kay, love you, bye.
I love that you're getting the game recap from us. You didn't even watch it. Thanks, Dirty Sock.
Right.
We appreciate it.
Okay, so things that stood out to us. Obviously, the kicking game was kicking.
Problem fixed.
That was great. Obviously, the big Justin Jackson run. Like that was his second best run ever, probably.
Yeah. I think it was the second longest run recently, just behind Melvin Gordon. It was some kind of record or something.
How about getting caught though?
Yeah, that was kind of rough. Yeah.
Getting caught.
That's where he probably pulled his hammy.
Got tired. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That first touchdown by Eckler, that was weird.
That was the offensive line being awesome and just overpowering that defense and just pushed him in.
You kept expecting to hear the refs blow the whistle, but he just kept moving, and then boom, touchdown. I was like, what? How did that even happen?
Yeah,
so
that was awesome.
That was pretty crazy. That stood out a lot. The run D, if you looked on paper, it looked like it improved, but apparently if you watched the game, it didn't really seem that way.
Didn't feel like it got all that much better.
Feel like it, yeah. Right. Yeah. Weird.
Technically, you could say it did, but it didn't feel like it.
And special teams, Andre Roberts, man, there was a couple times he ran out of the end zone on that kickoff.
He couldn't have a chance. He had one. He ran almost to the 25, which was better than any of the
Right.
His average is now higher than all the other guys that came before him. So.
Yeah, it just didn't really do much. He didn't really have an impact.
Didn't have a chance.
But the kickoffs were mostly touchbacks. I feel like there was one that got run out.
Mostly touchbacks.
And then, it was okay. It felt maybe slightly better than it has been. Slightly better. A hair's worth. Okay.
We didn't miss any kicks. I think it's just the big gamut of special teams.
Didn't miss any kicks at all. Extra points or otherwise. So, Dirty Sock 101, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Logan Roy Kent, who asked the question.
Fresh.
Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit tired of you never turning around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit pissed because I threw a fucking ball at your back. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all your years have gone by. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit terrified when I can't see you look with your eyes. Turn around, Jared. Every now and then you fall apart. Turn around, Jared. Every now and then we fall apart. And we need you on this play. So please turn around and make... I don't know this song very well. But if I could throw the sleigh, we wouldn't feel so damn forsaken. And if you could just turn to your right, because the football's been thrown. Together we can take it to the goal line. Your play is either great or bad like all of the time. I don't know what to do, because I'm always throwing darts. Why wasn't that one complete? Did you have a brain fart? I really need you this play. This game depends on this one play. This game depends on this. Once upon a time, I was throwing to score, but now I'm only throwing to backs. There's nothing I can do. A fucking pick 6 in my stats.
That was awesome.
That I didn't make that any better. I know the turnaround business, but then you actually went into a song, and I was just like, who knows the song? I know the chorus. Like, Jesus.
Every now and then you fall apart.
Well, okay, yeah, I don't. There wasn't a question in there, but yeah, that was
the truth. I don't know
just
what
the
he was
absolute
doing.
goddamn truth. It was, honestly.
So. You speak the
good
truth
laugh.
there, Logan Roy
laugh.
Kent. That was a good laugh.
You're on the
Thank
list.
you.
You're on the list.
Made
you
the
made
list.
It, Logan Roy.
Let's move it on now to I'm allergic to jerks, who asked the question. You know what? Ted Lasso wouldn't complain about losses, and I'm not going to either. To quote Danny Rojas, football is life, but also football is death. And sometimes football is just football, but mostly football is life. Translation, football is full of fun, and fun is what makes life so great. But football can also make you want to die. And sometimes football is just a game, and we should remember to chill. It's just football, but damn if it isn't fun, right? Shamelessly optimistic. Remember the start of the season when so many of us were saying how promising it would be if we could be at or above 500 after the first 6 or 7 games? I do. Keep your heads up, people. Schedule gets easier, and our first-year coach is above 500, despite a tough stretch of games to start. Herbert isn't broken. Coaching isn't broken. There will be highs and lows, guaranteed on both accounts. So enjoy the ride. Heads Will Roll, the remix by A-Track, is a great Halloween party song, but we don't have to make heads roll just yet. Fixable problems take time to fix. I thought I was going to try to be funny to win that shirt, but when I remembered the game and I had to pick myself up again, losses suck. Stay strong, Bolchachos. Another truth speaker.
Yeah, I love all of it.
Yeah.
We are, but that's a good point. We are above 500.
We're above 500.
Not us specifically, but a lot of other people were like, that'd be great if we were above 500. So
right,
we're just that.
We are 4-3. Can't forget it.
Yeah.
I'm
Come
allergic
on,
to jerks. Yeah, come on, Giants. We're keeping an eye. God, come on. Let's move it on now to JJAF, who asked the question.
Certified fresh.
Last week on YouTube, the Chargers suggested that Mike Williams is the perfect complement to Keenan Allen. Do you guys agree with them? I do, yeah.
I think they could still complement each other and drop balls.
Right.
So,
yeah, I guess it depends on what you see as compliment. Like, they're different. So if that complements each other, but it could also be a compliment to have somebody that does the exact same thing as you, because then a team can't scheme to say, hey, our best big corner is going to go with Mike and our best shifty quick guy is going to go with Keenan. So I don't know. It depends on what your scheme is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
Or you put 2 Mikes out there. What are you going to do? So they complement each other well because they give you different options. They can run different routes and they can be successful in different situations. But yeah, I don't know. Great receivers complement great receivers. Bottom line.
Yeah, I don't know how else to say it differently. It's just like, Mike Williams coming into this was known as the, go deep jump guy. And this year he's proven to be more than just that. So that's obviously great. And Keenan Allen is always touted as being one of the best route runners in the league, if not the best. And, putting those guys on the field at the same time is, like Kyle said, like, how do you scheme for that? How do you plan for that? Like, you can't just double team one or the other. And honestly, like, had these guys not dropped these balls, would have been
never know, man.
Game. Yeah.
Some of these drop balls, like, they were just, you don't know what would have happened on that drive. We could have scored, and obviously the Patriots would have had the ball for a lot less time.
Right.
They were just those drop balls were just so bad. We cannot have that anymore.
Yeah, can't knock that off. Come on now.
Which is quick. It should be easily fixable.
You would think. And hopefully we see that next week. JJAF, thank you for asking the question. We move it on now to Hugo, who asked the question. Why can't we beat the Pats? It's so frustrating. It seems we can never win against them unless you count that 2008 season, I believe, when we destroyed them with Matt Moore at QB, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I mean, Kyle mentioned last week that Patriots seem to just out-coach us. And I don't know, do you feel like that was the same situation this last game, Kyle, that we were just out-coached?
No, I don't think that was I don't think that we got out-coached. I really don't. I don't think that we were in bad spots. It wasn't situationally we messed up. Our players just didn't execute to the standard that they need to win.
Yeah.
Every team is good. In the NFL, you have to bring your A game to win every week. And we didn't do that. We still almost got a win, but we just did not play well. I don't think it was a scheme thing. I don't think it was a coaching thing. Obviously that's where everyone's going to go to, is dissecting play calling. And man, if you don't catch balls, you just don't get into a rhythm. You have no like continuity and positive like flow going towards, hey, we can go score every time. So yeah, I don't think we got out coached. I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. I think Belichick just has, for whatever reason, he just accidentally has our number now. Like, he's just like, maybe there's something in there's something in our players' brains that's just like, oh, we're playing the Patriots. Like, let's fuck up now. Just kind of got that energy.
Everybody turn your fuck up switch on. Did y'all take your fuck up pills this morning? All right. Let's go play.
The Patriots. Get some water. Put those down.
I did just check also the 2008 game. We beat the Patriots 30-10. It was the legend Phillip Rivers, 306 yards, 3 touchdowns. Vincent Jackson had 134 yards and a touchdown. LT was God, that team was so good. Holy smokes. LT, Vincent Jackson, Phil just destroying, and the Patriots had Matt Castle. Man, what a better time.
There you go. Wow. Hugo, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to shamelessly positive Ryan.
Nice.
Who asked the question? Whoopsh. Fuck you, Hunter Henry. Whoopsh. Fuck you, Adrian Phillips. Whoopsh. Eat shit, Belichick. Whoopsh. Although the Chargers fought hard, they were defeated this week. Can you three each pick one thing positive about this game? Because the Bolt fam needs some cheering up. Whoopsh. Also, whoopsh. What's your favorite and least favorite Halloween candy? What's up?
Oh, that's so good.
Whoopsh. I mean, props to shamelessly positive Ryan for actually spelling out whoopsh. Because I'm really going like,
where to start.
Hoopachek? Who's Hoopachek? What is? Oh, whoopsh. Love it. Love it. All right. So 3 positive things about the game.
I'll take the easy one, kicker.
That's the easiest one, is the kicker.
The easiest one I could pick.
Mm-hmm.
Kicker was good.
Kicker good.
Kicker good.
I'm trying to. What else did you guys enjoy?
Derwin James was good. I mean, there was some really good.
Derwin had some big plays.
There were some big plays that happened. The fumble recovery was great.
Them going for 4th down and not getting it, trying to be Staley, and Belichick isn't Staley.
That was a big stop.
Pretty sweet.
That was a huge stop, getting a turnover on downs. Yes,
in the red zone.
In the red zone, no less. Yes. Yeah, I felt like, even though we struggled with the run, I felt like there was some really big stops on defense that were really setting us up, for the offense to take advantage. And offense just couldn't get it going. So those defensive stops are pretty much forgotten unless you go back and watch the game. So there are definitely some positives to be taken from that. It just doesn't feel like it. And then favorite and least favorite Halloween candy.
Least favorite is candy corn. It tastes like wax.
How dare you?
Yeah, I'll have to side with you on that. That's not good. I like the Twizzlers. I don't know why. I get chocolated out so hard. Like, I already ate most of my youngest's Halloween candy. And the chocolate was it's just too much. So the Twizzler is a nice palate cleanser. So I'm gonna go with the Twizzlers.
Kevin's going sheer volume consumed. I just need whatever candy I can eat.
It's a different mindset. It's a different mindset. You'll make yourself sick on the Snickers, Milky Way, Kit Kat combo if you go too hard into that
Speak
direction.
for yourself, sir.
Yeah.
Shit your pants.
I'd go a tie with Kit Kats and Reese's. Those are my two go-tos.
Yeah, I'm definitely a Reese's guy, especially if you give me like those special ones that are like shaped like pumpkins. Like get out of town. Like those are my favorites.
The peanut butter ratio goes up a lot.
It goes, it skyrockets on those.
Yeah.
Or did you go trick or treating and get yourself some candy?
No, because I was too sick to do anything.
I'm a grown up. I just bought a bag of candy.
Had I not been
it's like
sick,
if I had not been sick, I'd have been fucking killing it.
I would have had bags. No, I'm an adult. I go to the grocery stores on the day after and buy all the markdown
discount candy.
Come on.
Yeah. Good work.
And least favorite, anything with raisins can just fuck right off. Shamelessly positive, Ryan, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Bolt Gang, who asked the question.
What do you think we could have done better on against the Patriots? Also, do you think we should utilize Josh Palmer more? Yeah.
Yes. Have you guys have you seen Jalen Guyton yet in a game?
It's
He's
been a
there.
while.
Throw to
Been a
the man.
while.
No,
What's
he
the
dropped.
point?
Lots of drop. He's 50% on his catches right now. He's dropped the same amount that he's caught.
I just don't even think to look at where he is at on the field. He just doesn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Bizarre. Throw Palmer out there. He can not do anything too.
Or he can do what he just did.
Or he can get a touchdown.
Or he can do what he just did to redeem himself.
Yeah. And what we could have done better against the Patriots is just offensive. It sucks because normally in the past we've said like, oh man, defense was just struggling out there, and it's like, no, offense struggled this time. We could not put up the points. And
I honestly think special teams was where I think we could have easily improved real quick.
Yeah.
Just that punt coverage is so bad right now, so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that's why I didn't understand. Gabe Neighbors is one of our big special teams guys.
Yeah, I was surprised he was inactive.
Yeah, he was inactive. I was like, man, I wonder if he's not playing well, but he is on every special teams, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if that affected it or what, but I just want to start punting the ball out of bounds. Just don't let a return. It's okay.
Well, he did a couple times.
Yeah, if it's 10 yards less, whatever, just punt it out of bounds so they can't return it.
Right.
That little Patriots return specialist is no joke.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing they could have done is take away the gun that they were firing at their foot all day long. They just kept shooting themselves.
Put the gun, leave the gun at home. Yeah. Okay.
Just take it away from them. This is not the day to be holding that
thing. Who did that before the Super Bowl? Like Plexico Burris or who was
Plexico Burris.
Yeah. Just take it away. Just take it away.
Take it away. Well, there you go, Bolt Gang. Thank you for asking the question. We move it on now to the Federation.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
If a killer was chasing you, which would you rather use to block a door to keep him from getting in? The power of prayer or Storm Norton?
Oh, shit. This is a great hypothetical. And it's themed. It's Halloween themed as well. Holy shit. I think the power of prayer, maybe. I think you really just lean into the Lord on this one.
Who art in heaven?
Oh man, that poor Storm. I don't know.
That was another thing that felt rough. Like the pressure to Justin was
quick,
much more apparent this game than it has been in previous games. Like the
first drive, no, like he sat back there, had time, delivered balls. But then it did seem like after that, they figured out how to, I don't know if teams are just going to start attacking your weak spots. They find it after watching enough tape.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to start attacking guys that they know are not, are a step below. So,
right. Well, if we can find it after watching enough tape, I can imagine the professionals can as well.
Right. Bill Belichick's going to find it.
Yeah.
The pressure count too is crazy. Like Lindsley and Filer had great games, gave up nothing. And then Slater gave up like one pressure or two, maybe, that nothing happened. The right side of the line was 8 and 5 pressures is what the total was. So you clearly see the area that they are attacking. It's so obvious. So got to figure that shit out quick, because it's a game. You have a game plan against us. Attack that side of the offensive line and then run the ball. If you could do those two things and keep time of possession, we're gonna have a hard time against you at this point. So figure it out, please.
Figure it out, pretty please. The Federation, thank you for asking the question.
Good question.
Great question. We move it on now to Bubba Duke, 84, who asked the question.
Yeah. This is so hard. This is so hard.
Woof.
Yeah. Bubba Duke. Same.
It's a great question.
Buzz, your
I don't know if we're
woof.
Yeah. I can only assume that you're referring to the dog of a game, and it was. Okay, if we can, you won't hear any argument from us on that. Bubba Duke, thank you for asking the question. We move on now to Tyler Foffey, who asked the question.
Josh Palmer is a stud. Would like to see him get a bit more targets. Thoughts on how he'd fit into the offense as it sits now if he were to start playing a bigger role?
WR3, you just take
might as well be, yeah.
Take some of Guyton's snaps.
I mean, obviously there was
the answer.
Right. There was success on that last play where he got the touchdown. So obviously he's able. I mean, and that was a pretty tough catch too. That wasn't just like an easy in the hands. Like he had to argue for
Contested,
it. So,
big time.
So I think, I don't know, I feel like that probably gave him an opportunity to at least see some more playing time out there on the field, I would think.
Yeah, I don't think he's used differently. The offense is the offense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like these guys move around all over the place. It's not like like we had talked about earlier this year. It's not like one guy stays on the left side outside, one's the outside guy on the right, one's the slot guy. They all are interchangeable. So if he were to play more, he'd play at all those positions. So, and I think he's got the strength, the size to be able to play all the spots. So I don't know. I know he had a couple drops here and there early in the year. We weren't all super excited about, but it'd be great. It'd be great to see him be productive and have that draft pick pay off.
100%. Tyler Foffey, thank you for asking the question. Move it on now to Nick, who asked the question. Jake Shemesh. I had more fun watching this game than I did at my brother Bilo's funeral. Nah, it looked like Lombardo was looking at his crown more than the playbook, and his play calling was as exciting as neighbor's donkey, which dying of the rabies. It seems this team has more problems than the lifeguard at local beach who has no legs. But there was one thing that made me wah-wah-wee-wah go wah-wah-wee-wah. Vizcaino has been demoted to kick boy, and we have strong kick man. Yes. I like his leg and the way he kicked the balls. Maybe he can kick my balls one day. I will travel to America one day and give new kick man high five. Staley's must fix problems or it will be uproar like Kazakhstan agricultural revolution all over again. No sexy time this week. All right.
Kick boy and we have a kick man.
No more kick boy. We have kick man.
I love it. We do. We called it. I'm so excited. Like shit. Like just one less worry.
Really?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like I texted you guys, like every time there's certain things that the Chargers do, like my body like tenses up and I'm like on the couch, like fucking like, oh God. And that's like my it's easing now. It's like on kicking. It's like I'm not getting my workout.
It's still a little bit there, but it's coming down.
Coming down.
I would like to see the occasional trick play. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like when I watch around the league, when the Charger game's out, I'm watching Red Zone. I feel like a lot of teams throw out trick plays. Like the Bills try a bunch of trick plays where they have double passes, and I don't know. It'd be nice to have one here and there to keep the defense honest and to try to kickstart some momentum. It'd be nice to not have to need them. It'd be great if your offense could just go out there and execute, but maybe the occasional trick play here and there.
Do you think they're like they don't need trick plays because they're always going for it on fourth down? Like the balls are just out for fourth down. They're like, we're good with the special trick plays.
Yeah, trick play going on fourth down.
Yeah, that's
our trick play.
Yeah,
the go-to trick play, Chargers style.
Yeah, there you go, Nick. Thank you for asking the question. Appreciate it. Let's move it on now to Daniel Wallen, who asked the question. Okay. So
After one game, I think Dustin Hopkins, a.k.a. the Golden Toe, might be the next number of the Chargers Ring of Honor. So my question is, do you think he's like a 42 long, or what's his jacket size for Canton gonna be? All right? Okay, later on, dudes.
Bro, like, yeah. That's how beaten up we are about this kicker situation. Like, sign him up, get him in Canton.
Right.
Three made
Pro
kicks
Bowl
in a row.
coming.
He's in. What's the jacket size?
He was the bright spot of Sunday.
He was that bright of a bright spot that we can't help but sing his praise. Daniel Llewellyn, thank you for asking the question. As far as the jacket size, yeah, 42 long sounds good to me.
Or 48 long.
Ooh, 48 long. I like it. Let's move it on now to Senora Snappy, who asked the question. Yes, how great was the new kick man? He kicks the ball through the poles very straight. I liked it very much that he got all the kick man points. Belichick was a pain in the ass and naughty on Halloween. I believe the Chargers will have great success. Yeah, love you, bye.
Yes, Senora. Yes.
Yes, he kicked the ball through the poles very straight. That's all we asked for. Just kick it straight through the poles. I mean, it's not much more than that.
And they will have great success. I still am excited about all these upcoming games. Like, let's just get one. Let's flip the script. Get one more win. We'll get back in a rhythm. Everyone will feel better during the week, and then we'll be okay.
Yeah.
We do keep playing these teams that have layups the week before, though. The Eagles just absolutely smashed on the Lions.
They really did, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of odd, huh?
Yeah, back to back, because the Patriots just annihilated the Jets the week before we play them. They just get these nice little confidence boost alley-oops before they come out and play us.
All right.
Shit, that is a good point.
Well,
it's all right.
We're due for one. We're due for one. So
we're coming back.
Senora Snappy, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to House of Hain, who asked the question. This just in. The Chargers need to learn to stop the run. They need to stop the run. That is all. Caleb, you buy. Yeah. It's in. The pick is in.
Yeah, we agree. Brutal.
Nothing to argue with there, House of Hain. Thank you for making the point. We move it on now.
I concur.
To it's either Eric Amaral or Erica Marl. Either way, they're next. They asked the question. Eric here. Pros. New kick man. 100% on the day. Cons. Lombardi. Exciting play calling. 0% on the day. Even though it's only been a stretch of 2 poor games, coming off the bye week with an additional week to prepare, feels like we should have been more impressive. Is Lombardi's play calling too breeze-oriented? And do you think Lombardi's seat is starting to get a little lukewarm? K, love your boy.
No,
he's just got a thumb up his butthole. That's all it is. It's not warm.
Guys, they talked about this a lot in the post game. Like, Justin talked about it. Brandon talked about it. They played a very conservative defense. You have to nickel and dime down the field. And in order to nickel and dime down the field, you have to catch the ball, right? Like, in these short little passes, if you one drop, okay, now it's third and long, and now they're in an obvious situation, and they're playing that conservative defense. You have to complete passes. Like, we ran the ball really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had over 160 yards rushing. That's huge for us. I don't think it's the play calling. It's the execution. What do you want to throw deep balls every play? Yeah, that's fun. It's backyard football. You're going to get a lot of interceptions. You're going to have a lot of Phillip Rivers type plays, which no one was happy about back then. Lombardi's job is not even slightly lukewarm. I think he's doing a good job calling plays. We got to execute and catch balls. Like, that's it.
Yeah, get these guys rolling. It'll be a lot easier, and we won't have these conversations at all.
There you go. Eric Amaral or Erica Marl, thank you for asking the question.
He said Eric here.
Oh, yeah.
Eric, he does say Eric. My bad, Eric.
God damn it, Thor.
Sorry. Let's move it on to Coach Lago. And shout out to Okie Donkey, because you both pretty much asked the same thing, but I'm going to go with Coach Lago on this one. And so here we go. Shit! Fuck! Okay, that's out of the way. Damn it, that was frustrating. What's derailing the O more? Right side of the O-line? Man, Kev must be jealous because Judon was got his group on Herbert all day. Or these drops that come at the worst times. Hey, at least it seems we have a kicker now. Hey, love you, bye. Hold up.
Shit.
Sorry, he wanted Joe Latruglio, the high-pitched guy from I Love You Man, who just like
that's right.
kept like getting high-pitched, like like, I can't. That's tough, but good question there, Joe. So
yeah, I didn't like them groping my boy as much as they did in that game. Wasn't a fan of that at all.
You would have rather been the one doing it.
Yeah.
But what do you think is more frustrating? Or what's hurting us
drops.
more? Is it the O-line or is it the drops?
Yeah.
Drops for me,
They're both
man.
bad,
Easy.
but yeah, the drops were bad.
Yeah, I think the drops hurt more because it's like the ball's there. Like we're getting the ball to them. It's just like they got to make the catch. They got to pull it in.
One turned into a turnover, like.
Yeah, it's rough. So I think that's the answer here, Coach Lago. It's the drops. It's hurting us. It's hurting us so deep. But thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Salty Sports Guy. And shout out to Bobby, who asked pretty much the same question, but I'm going to go with Salty Sports Guy on this one. And it goes something like this.
So I guess we all know if TT made a move by the time the show airs. But on this Halloween night, I decided to gaze into my manscaped crystal balls and saw Ninja Tom addressing both defensive tackle and right tackle. So my question is, was the candy I stole from my kid's bag laced for me to believe this?
Depends on how much chocolate you ate, my friend.
Apparently, it's the chocolate is what
make you hallucinate,
skews your vision. Yeah, I feel like there could be something. I just don't think it'll be a big thing. And if nothing happens, I won't be surprised.
I'm preparing myself for nothing. I think that's the easiest thing to do at this point because it's so late on Monday night. It's like a Tuesday morning. How early are they getting up? Like, there's a lot to do in the morning. You know what I mean? So
there's a lot to do.
What everyone on Twitter is saying, like, if they don't make a trade, this is a big statement to the players that they don't care about this year.
What?
That kind of narrative.
What?
How much of that do you believe?
None.
No. It says the players that are there, they believe in them. If anything else, they're not bringing in somebody else to replace them.
Right.
Like we're gonna stick. We know you guys are what you guys are capable of. Like now, let's fucking step up and do it. Let's go.
Right. You guys have a job to do, and we need to get it done. You guys got to get it done. If you want me to bring in somebody else to do it, then that's your job on the line, not theirs. So, yeah, I think, I'm not about that, but. Salty Sports Guy, if you want to get a drug test, let us know what the results are, and we can share that on the podcast. But thank you for asking the question. We move it on now to Bolt Dude 8407, who asked the question.
Fresh. Yeah.
I know we didn't win, but to be as positive as I can be, at least we didn't lose 45-0 like last year. And also, seems like we have a reliable kicker. Finally, do you guys feel like our play calling on offense needs to change? And does this loss mean we for sure need to make a trade? Okay, love you, bye. Hoo-ha!
It's just so reactionary. Like all these things are so reactionary. Like you lose one game,
sense.
so let's bring in that's what we as fans we have no control or we don't see what's happening. So it's like, all right, well that's a problem. Let's fix that. Let's bring somebody else in. So.
Based on this game, I think you bring in a wide receiver. Like, to be honest, like if you're just straight reactionary, our receivers could not catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my knee-jerk reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I love the shameless positivity. It was not 45-0.
That was
correct.
Yes.
That was good. But I just the call, like we already talked about play calling. I don't know, man. I don't think it was that is what lost us the game by any means. Yeah, I don't know. I think if we would have won the game, I think we would have been more likely to see a trade potentially.
Really?
I don't know if that makes sense. But if you're 5-2, likely like you're in
like Rams territory. Like, give us all the toys.
We're the best. Let's go all in right now. Let's do this type of situation.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't know. Again, I think our thought is that if there is a move, it's not a big splash. It's just a little call.
A little depth.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you go, Bolt Dude 8407. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Z the King 1, who asked the question.
Wow. I know it won't happen because Tommy T doesn't do mid-season trades, but what would your top 3 ideal trades before the deadline be? Wow.
I don't know. Like what for me, like what right tackle is available at the moment? Like,
I don't know.
Who are you going to go after? You're going to go after anyone? Like it's just such a big net. Like I don't have a great handle on it. I know we should probably look at somebody based on how, Bulaga's doing. I'm
sure.
not the
you
most
would hope
confident
they would
he's coming back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Somebody right tackle that has more years under their belt, maybe.
Yeah, there's
That's a shitty answer. Sorry.
It's hard, man. Who's available to be traded? We don't know. Like, we don't know if they've called and like, no, he's not available. I just did like
or is asking too much or something like that.
Right. I just did a simple Google search and looked at like top guys that potentially are going to be traded, and positions of need. Honestly, I think that a wide receiver move, if it's cheap enough, to be that little spark, like a Deshaun Jackson, the Rams are supposedly he's asked for to be moved and he wants to go. They obviously need to recoup some kind of draft capital. But like Bears Allen Robinson would be pretty nasty.
I think he just went somewhere though. I think he just went to Tampa Bay. I think
Kevin has a feeling he went to Tampa Bay.
I thought I saw something that Tampa Bay traded for him. But check that. But
I don't think so.
We're not in the business of fact checking here at Charger Chat.
Wrong again. Certified fresh.
Certified fresh.
Right.
Wrong again. Certified fresh.
The names that people keep talking about are like they talk about Akeem Hicks. Craig talks about Cooks, trying to get Cooks over here, which I mean, hey, if it happens, that that's that wide receiver that we're talking about as far as trying to get additional.
Yeah, you give up Mike Williams for that. I'd love to hear what his explanation is there, but I don't see that being something that our team is willing to do. If we were willing to eat the money for him to be on our team at the beginning of the year, I think we're ride or die with Mike Williams.
Right.
Can I tell you what I'm most looking forward to? Is Wednesday when we can stop speculating about who we're going to trade for. Because I am just worn out at this point. Like, absolutely worn out.
It's like the draft. It's like when we get to the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When we're doing all the draft, like pre-episodes, like, man, I don't know.
Speculation
so
city.
Confused. I don't know
but
who
there's
I want, who we need. Okay. At least in the draft, like, generally who is going to be available for the most part, especially if you're a high pick. Here, you're looking at guys that are under contract on other teams. Like, how am I supposed to know who's even available? Like, we can speculate maybe this guy, because they don't have a great record, they want to move him. He's on the last year of his deal. They need to get something for him. Yeah. But like, we have no clue who's even available right now.
Right. Yeah.
I think the easiest thing to do is go off Telesco's track record. That's the easiest thing to do because that's the most likely thing that's going to happen. And that's a bunch of nothing.
Top 3 trades, nada, zilch, and nothing.
Yeah.
So
I just don't think it's going to happen. I really don't think we're going to trade for anyone.
Right.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, we're not the best speculators over here at Charger Chat, but Z the King 1, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Fraser Hood, who asked the question.
After the last couple of weeks, do you think the top teams in the AFC have been overhyped? Good but not great? Or is everyone still finding their identity? First seed teams to set you up for a disappointing loss.
AFC West has been bizarre. Like the fact that the Raiders are leading it right now and the Chiefs just barely beat the Giants. Sorry.
Did they?
This just in. Yeah, they just kicked a field goal, won 2017 against the Giants.
Mother.
So I'm sure the Chiefs fans aren't that happy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, at home. But yeah, so
I just think there's such a level playing field right now. Like no one is just dominant.
That's it. Yeah.
There's not the Patriots of old where that they're going to be the team that's in the AFC Championship no matter what. That's just not that team doesn't exist right now. There's all those perennial powerhouses like you're like, oh, the Bengals are it. because they beat the Ravens and then the Bengals go and dud. You know, it's just like you just don't know who's what. Any week, anyone could lose, anyone could win. There's no one dominant team. So don't get caught up on the hype train.
Yeah,
If we
even the
win
Cardinals
next week,
got
we'll
beat.
probably be back. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no undefeated team right now.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Fraser Hood, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Blonded Surfer, who asked the question. What? I was surfing on a big kahuna of hype when suddenly the world went dark. I woke up on the shore with a mouthful of shit. There's sand everywhere. That's what this loss feels like. The offense was like a coconut, round, thin, and hollow. The defense did what they could to give us a chance to win. But when it was the offense's turn to hold the coconuts, they fumbled it every time. Was hoping the bye week was the week they'd use to shuffle things up. Hopefully by next weekend we see a big difference. Filer to right tackle and Hymus to left guard like the fan base has been suggesting? God, do we miss Ibushi like crazy or what? Special teams has improved zilch. At least Hopkins' kicks were perfect. Anyway, this next 3-week stretch is gonna be brutal. If I'm being realistic, I could see us losing all 3, just as much as I could see us winning all 3. Eagles, Steelers, and Vikings, while it may not be pretty, are solid teams. The ocean is definitely not calling my name this time. K, love you, bye.
Man, he's got a cloud over him, man.
Bruh.
Bro, he's super pumped, bro.
Somebody get him some better coconuts, man.
Yeah.
His
wow,
coconuts are
Surfer, you
sour.
sound so sad, man.
Well, he's sad. He's bummed out.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting if we actually see that kind of a move of Filer to right tackle and Hymus to left guard. Like,
it'd be cool.
Wow.
Hymus is the first game he was actually activated, so it's like, all right, we're get you in there and just starting. So I don't know.
Well, my boy Cineo looked like a stud on Sunday, so
Sure.
that might be an option in play. I don't know, like I don't know.
It'd be cool.
Kyle doesn't know.
You get the shoulder shrug. Yeah. It would be good if we could see some like crazy big changes, like something like that, or like just a name pop up that we haven't seen.
Feels like a desperation.
It
like,
is.
pull it,
Yeah.
change something.
Yeah, change something now. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. They'll hopefully get it all figured out. Blonded Surfer, feel better, my dude. Have yourself a Mai
Hang
Tai
loose,
or
bro.
something. Yeah, hang loose. Let's move it on now to Bobby Caldrone, who asked the question. Winning was so much more fun. I can't wait to win the next 10. Hey. This team is still so good, so much fun, and on the rise. Not worried a bit. Super Bowl incoming. Bolt up and K, love you, bye.
Bobby.
Man, it's such a different response.
I love it.
I love it,
you're
Bobby.
you're out shamelessly positiving us right now, Bobby.
That's
and
good.
We appreciate it. The Chicago way.
The Chicago way. Bobby Caldrone, thank you for
On the rise, baby.
That's right.
On the rise.
Lifting our spirits.
Hey, there's
10
only
and
one
0.
way we can go, right? That's up at the moment. We can go up from what we just did. So let's go up.
Let's hope so. Thank you, Bobby, for lifting our spirits. Let's move it on now to Jay Rudy, who asked the question.
La 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 la, la 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 la, Chargers world. La 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 la, la 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 la, Chargers world. We hate the Patriots, Bill Belichick too. They like to cheat and they smell like poo. La 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 la, la 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 la, Chargers song. La 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 la, la 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 la, Chargers song. We fucking hate them, they can suck our dongs. La 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 la, fuck them hoes. La 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 la, la 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 la, Elmos song. Thanks everybody for listening to my song. Oh, and Bill Belichick can fuck off. I better never catch him on Sesame Street. Okay, love you, bye.
Watching Thor do Elmo.
Who wants a T-shirt? Jay Rudy, raise your hand.
Jay Rudy dub.
Jay Rudy.
Hands down.
One of the T-shirts. And... Never really tried to do an Elmo, but there it was.
That was really good.
I just called it up.
I just called it up and it came.
Whew. Yeah, thank you, Jay Rudy, for making us laugh. You're on the list for sure.
The jaw hurt. That was funny.
All right. Well, now let's go out of Ask Bolt Fam with Josh Albrechtson, aka Go LA Bolts, who asked the question.
So my son turns 2 on January 13th. My wife wants to have the birthday party the weekend of January 15th, in part because the party equipment she wants to rent is only free that weekend. The problem is that it's also the weekend that the Chargers could probably be hosting a home playoff game, the first one in years. How do I convince my wife that we should have the birthday party on January 9th and come up with a different theme than the one she wants? She keeps saying that my son will only have one 2-year-old birthday party and it should be perfect. And I keep telling her we are having a second son so the next 2-year party can be perfect. What can I do to convince her she is wrong? Any ideas will help. Yay, love you, bye.
You know what sounds like the best birthday to me? Going to the playoff game.
Right?
Just take your son and your
the
wife
most
to the
memorable
game.
one for any 2-year-old. Yeah,
Totally.
Don't you remember when you were 2 and you went to the first playoff game in years?
At halftime, you crapped your pants and wanted to go
Yeah,
home.
you were doing this the whole time. Like,
Dad
you don't
started
remember
yelling.
that?
I started crying. The whole thing. That's a good question. In my current scenario situation, I would just have to just steal the child and go, because I'd get in a lot of trouble if I was just like, no, sorry, honey. No, this isn't going to happen. We're going to the Charger playoff game. But in Charger playoff game.
Ask for forgiveness afterwards. Like, just do it.
Forgiveness, not permission.
There you go.
I have a feeling that the Charger fan base will support you. If you started some kind of a GoFundMe to pay for the rental
there you go.
on another weekend, I think we can make it happen.
There you
Jen
go.
Mills. Don't forget to at Jen Mills.
At Jen Mills.
Get that
There you
shit
go.
rolling.
Yeah.
Get that shit.
Yeah. So I think Bolt Fam might be there to help you out and support you. I mean, you're not married to Bolt Fam, so you got a wife that you'll have to deal with after the fact. But hey, might be able to make it work.
And I'm not sure what kind of equipment you're talking about, but I'm sure they would absolutely welcome a bouncy house at Thunder Alley. Like, that could be really fun. Some drunken Charger fans jumping around
with a
Chris Cross will
2-year-old.
make ya.
That'd be
Am I right?
perfect. What's
Perfect.
Why
What
not?
could go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Well, there
I'm
you
going
go.
if you get a bouncy house, I'm going to that game for sure.
There you go, Josh Albrechtson. Thank you for asking the question.
Thanks,
and thank
dude.
you all, Ask Bolt Fam, for making us laugh after that game. And boy, for those that had songs, I'm sorry.
So good.
I didn't grow up with the
Elmo
Elmo
was
song,
gold.
and I didn't grow up with the
I think
turnaround song.
we gotta call the fight, dude. I'm gonna have to go Jay Rudy, Elmo, la 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 la.
W.
For
Definitely.
the t-shirt winner this
Shirt's
week.
coming your way.
There you
Everyone
go.
else, awesome. Brought the happiness, brought the comedy, but la 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 la, Elmo's world.
There you
That
go.
was really funny.
Jay
I'll reach out to
Rudy,
you soon.
congrats, my friend. All right, folks. Well, before we get out of this episode, we got to make some Bolt predictions of the next game. Chargers against the Philadelphia Eagles at Philadelphia. And as we've mentioned, Philadelphia just came off of a big spanking over the weekend. Who did they play? I can't remember.
The Lions.
Oh, well, Jesus. Yeah.
Rawr.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for the Lions on that game. The guys that's just a bad team. It's so bad.
They're struggling really
I feel
hard.
bad for that coach too. He's just like walking around on the sideline
Just wants
looking
to
all
bite
sad.
a kneecap.
Yeah. Somebody get me a kneecap quick.
Get him one.
All right. So Bolt predictions. Who's got one?
Kevin?
I'll go first. I think we got to warm back up to this. We should last 2 weeks ago, I would say we blow this team out, but I think we win 28-21. Herbert gets back on track, throws 3 TDs and for over 300 yards.
Nice. I can get
I'm going to
behind that.
double down.
Ooh.
I'm doubling down. 38-13 W. Just come back.
I love it.
We have we allow 0 punt return yards.
Whoa.
0.
Whoa.
And we have a blocked punt.
Whoa.
Big special teams day.
Big
Wow.
special
Here we
teams
come.
day. I like it.
Wow.
Bold, very bold.
That is
That's
very
what we're here
bold.
for. We're not here
Get
to
behind it.
get it right. Come on, let's have fun.
I'm
Zero
gonna
punt return
got
yards.
one
That's
right
gonna
ever.
be sweet. Just hang time, baby. Get it up there
Kick it-
long.
Kick it out of bounds.
Just kick it out of bounds.
I'm gonna say 24-10, and I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts gets 0 touchdowns.
I like that. I like that. The call on the other team. I like that. This is a new direction.
Yes.
I think I can get behind this.
Defense holds Jalen Hurts to 0 touchdowns.
Okay.
So there you go.
So they're just going to
folks.
run all over us, essentially.
Well, they might.
Probably the game plan.
To 10, my
Probably their
prediction
idea.
is at least 10 points. They might get 10 points worth of running on us, but other than that, no more. So there you go, folks. There is the episode 124 in the books. Done deal. Thank you, folks, for sticking around with us. Hopefully we made you laugh and not cry so much. Wipe those tears away. There's still a game this Sunday. Any Sunday, folks. Who knows what could happen, but we'll see you on Sunday. And don't forget to bolt up, folks, because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Okay, love you. Bye.
La 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 la. Okay, love you. Bye.
I sing it the whole episode.
Okay, love you. Bye.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
La 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 la, la 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 la, chocolate rocks. La 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 la, la 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 la, raisins suck. Hey kids, are you a big baby? Does chocolate hurt your tummy wummy? Then send your chocolate to me, Elmo. I'll take care of all that extra chocolate for you. But don't send any raisins, or I'll sneak into your room and cut your f***ing throat. Yay! La 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 la, la 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 la, chocolate's great. La 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 la, la 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 la, watch your back.